Welcome back to the Isabel Hospice Stadium for the second half of our Southern League action here on 90 minutes. Welwyn Garden City against Coleshill Town. Half-time, Welwyn Garden City 0, Coleshill 1. And it's got to be said the visitors good value for their advantage, looking for their second away win of the season. I've had a couple of changes for either side. Tell you about those when we get a break in play. But it's Coleshill in their white shirts on a surface which is carving up by the minute in the torrential rain here in Welwyn Garden City. It's the visitors that win an early corner. Cross coming in from the right-hand side from Liam Molesworth and off the shin of Garmenter and goes behind for a corner. Welwyn Garden City's changed. Toby Cleaver getting a head injury just before half-time. A little bit of confusion with the team sheets on the bench, but at the beginning of the second half, Eusebio de Silva, wearing number 15, has come on to play up front for the Citizens. Corner's going to be taken short to the edge of the box. Plays it on this near side, but Callum Stead will be there to cut that out. Looking for Alamenu on this near side, but the ball finds Eusebio de Silva, whose first action as they head the ball down on that left-hand side. Cleared out to on the far side of the field for Coleshill. George Ironton, who was by far the big of Welwyn Garden City's players, going in on the far side, but thought he'd won a free kick. Our referee Neil Morrison deciding that it goes by way of the team from Warwickshire. They take it quickly. Zazie, the goal scorer, is robbed by Elliot Bailey. Bailey, though, who's been to the ball, and Sandu comes away with it left-hand side. Zazie, left-hand side of the box, drifts past one defender, pulls the ball square for Danny Timon. Timon will try to slot the ball in on this near side. Alamenu's in the way, and via George Ironton, Welwyn Garden City can bring it away. Here's Alex Catline. Ball forward. Here's Eusebio de Silva. Eusebio's on the edge of the area. He's pulled down. It's going to be a free kick. Eusebio thinks it was inside. The referee says it isn't. It's going to be right on the outside of the area. It's the substitute Lewis Dankwa, the number 12, who pulled him down. There's a flurry of players around the referee, all looking at where the big number 15 went down. Well, that's more convincing, I think, than the Citizens were in the whole of the first period. Eusebio de Silva, strong and direct, and there he gave Coleshill a problem. Right on the edge of the area, then just a little bit to the right-hand side. Goalkeeper Paul Hathaway will be lining his wall up as the players retreat finally away from our referee. George Ironton and Dave Keeney side there for Welwyn Garden City. Ironton still is finding the right place to put the ball. Pitch has carved up here, so it's been raining since the beginning of this one. It looks like it's going to be George Ironton who's got the responsibility. The number 8 four-man wall is being pulled back by our referee. Keenley side there as well, though. And the referee still organising the wall inside the area. Referee retreats. And which one's it going to be? Keenley side or Ironton? It's going to be George Ironton straight into the wall. Bounces for Callum Stead, and it's cleared at the near post by Danny Timon. So opportunity goes begging for Welwyn Garden City. They'll get a throw far side. Skipper Dave Keenley's side will take as the rain absolutely belts down here, and Will McClellan couldn't get near it. That's the left back, Armavir Sandu, but he's given it away. Welwyn Garden City coming back. Keenley's side's across, though. He's going to go over the top of the crossbar. So give you a chance to give you the Citizens lineup. Ryan Schmidt back in goal after injury. In this second half, they've gone for 3 at the back with goal meant to Will McClellan and Jack Bradshaw. The 2 wing-backs, Callum Stead on the right-hand side, Rommel Alamenu on the left. 3 in midfield, Dave Keenley's side, George Ironton and Elliot Bailey. And then up front, Alex Catline and Eusebio de Silva. So just a little bit of treatment on the far side for George Ironton, as I say that. But he's having to go off to just mop up a little bit of blood, I think, while Paul Hathaway prepares to take the goal kick from the goal away to our left-hand side. Floodlights on a very dreary afternoon here in Hertfordshire. Eusebio de Silva again making a nuisance of himself, chips it forward. Alamenu was advanced position on this left-hand side, but Coleshill will clear down the line. And certainly it's fairly evident from the beginning of the second half it's going to be a much more direct performance from a Welwyn Garden City side than the one the Keynesians said at half-time. Sure, it wasn't very complimentary. Kathleen to George Ironton. Ironton for searching out Callum Stead on the right-hand side. Stead with a run against Sandu, the left back. Stead loses his footing, still manages to get the ball across. Alamenu heads it down, but Eusebio couldn't get a touch, and it goes all the way through to the keeper, Paul Hathaway. Hathaway, right boot, long kick down the field. One bounce over the top of Ryan Schmidt, and it was a good job that that one was at least 5 yards wide of the right-hand post, because Ryan Schmidt could have been in trouble there. But in the end, the big goalkeeper on the bench as well, Marco Tavares, is amongst the Welwyn Garden City substitutes this afternoon. It's going to be Schmidt. He kicks again, flips over as he kicks the ball out. Not the first time he's done that this afternoon. Bradshaw's intended clearance can't find a Welwyn Garden City shirt, and in the end it's Timon who thumps it out on that far side for a throw-in to our home side. So you can probably hear enthusiastic support from the visitors. 11 miles away from Birmingham is Coleshill, and Zazi, the centre forward on this near side, brings in George Washburn. Washburn against Carl Mensah. Washburn tries to go outside Mensah. Washburn goes down. And in the end, it's Jack Bradshaw who chips it out on this near side. Decent challenge by Carl Mensah. Washburn, who's looked quick, as at the number 7 Liam Molesworth, who was the man who scored the goal. That separates the two sides. But ball goes across and over the top of Ryan Schmidt's crossbar for a goal kick. Elsewhere, by the way, if you're wondering about our local teams in East Herts territory, where we're 2-0 up at home against Northwood at half-time. Williams Dankwa and Alo Uji with fairly early goals in that one at Watson Park. Good news for Hoddesdon, 1-0 up at Cockfosters. Josh Lillis on the score sheet yet again at St Margaret's Bury, 2-1 down to Tower Hamlets at half-time. Who else but Kyle Roberts with a goal for the Bury. Here, Welwyn Garden City looking to get back into the game as Elliot Bailey chips it forward. Good ball for Callum Stead. Stead out on that right-hand side, somewhat isolated, and in the end, Dankwa, the substitute, robs him of the ball, and Sandu continues to come forward. Stead goes in and does well, wins the ball. Keenly side's ball, looking to set Alamenu on this near side, but in the end, it's Hathaway who collects the ball and thumps it downfield. Zazi, who's fairly isolated character in this second half, pulls it back, and in the end, good defending by Elliot Bailey this time. Looks to search out Eusebio de Silva on this near side, but the ball goes out for a throw-in to the visitors. Going to be taken on this near side by the number 5, Giovanni Dainty. And it's going to be another substitution while we say that. It's Alex Kathleen who's gone off on that far side. I think it's going to be Oliver Carey who's going to come on. So Kathleen never really got into the game. Oliver Carey will come on. We'll wait for the throw to be made. So Carey will go up front alongside Eusebio de Silva. Ball on this near side for Zazi. Didn't look to be kept in, but referee lets the game go. Long ball down this right-hand side, but Liam Molesworth can't catch up with that one. And Carl Mensah will have to go and collect it. Rain's still pouring, but not quite as torrentially as it has been. for much of the afternoon here. That's the very newly named Isabel Hospice Stadium, Hearns Way. Ryan Schmidt with a kick. Lands midway inside the Coleshill half. Not a challenge at the ball, but in the end, Timon gives it away to Jack Bradshaw. Bradshaw down the line for Callum Stead. Stead goes down on the challenge. Welwyn Garden City have themselves a free kick. Far side of the field, about 20 yards out. George Ironson will be the man with the responsibility of taking it. George Ironson wears the number 8. So Carey, Eusebio, Mensah all in the 6-yard line. Will McClellan there as well. Plenty of aerial power for Welwyn Garden City. Ironson's kicks going up high to the back post, kept in by Eusebio da Silva, and then thumped clear on this near side to Zazie. Zazie against Alameno. Zazie's got round it. Bradshaw's the other covering defender, and coming back, doing a good job is Elliot Bailey. Or Welwyn Garden City could have been in real trouble, but in the end they've got themselves a free kick on the edge of the area. Coleshill though controlled the play mainly in the first half. Second half they're going to be playing mainly on the break as Welwyn Garden City press forward looking for the equaliser. Only failed to score once this season. That was in the FA Cup away at Wingate and Finchley, so haven't failed to score in a league game yet. As Bradshaw's ball forward, a fairly aimless one. And it's Joe Smith who picks it up. Long ball lobbed over the top of the defence, and Schmidt will come out and collect it quite comfortably on the edge of his 18-yard area. Waves everybody forward, and just something going on there as Jack Bradshaw's got himself involved with George Washburn. Players confronting a little bit. Referee's got to sort it out. Referee's going to call the players towards him. It was Washburn and Bradshaw who got themselves involved. Didn't quite know what it was all about. A little bit of pushing and shoving, and then Joe Smith got himself involved as well. So referee's going to produce yellow cards, I think. Yellow card for Washburn, and it looks like it's going to be Jack Bradshaw's going to get one as well. Bradshaw gets yellow, Washburn gets yellow. First of the afternoon from our referee Neil Morrison. A little bit of handbag, nothing about that really. The game's going to restart. Ryan Schmidt with the ball on the penalty area away to our right hand side. Referee taking his time, but Schmidt will restart. Coleshill supporters giving the referee a little bit of bird for not starting the game, but it's their team that lead 1-0 here on our 90-minute Saturday match of the day. In the Southern League Division 1 Central, Welwyn Garden City started 4th this morning, but they need to get back into this as Callum Stead keeps it in. Far side looks to give Carey his first touch, but in the end the ball goes out and will be a throw-in to the Citizens. Certainly had more territory in the second half than they managed in the whole of the first, as George Ironson will take the throw on that far side of the field. Ironson's throw comes in and is nodded backwards and ends up in the arms of keeper Hathaway. Thought about a quick clearance, but does clear it now. And he's straight at the feet of Zazie, controls it well, but good challenge coming in from Carl Mensah. Alameno goes down on the challenge, and in the end Mensah just slices it out of play. And throw in once again for the visitors. Liam Molesworth, the number 7, will take the throw in. Wipes the ball on his shirt. It's that kind of afternoon. You need to do that. Good challenge by Dave Keenley's side. That's a foul, surely. Keenley's side obstructed right in front of us. And the referee does give that one. Commentary position right on the halfway line here at the Isabel Hospice Stadium. Stands only got 3 tiers to it, so a very low position. As George Ironson will take the free kick. Just a couple of feet shy of the halfway line. Once again, Welwyn Garden City have pushed the big men up from the back. as Ironton hoofs that towards the area. Up they go. Will McClelland's back header, but in the end it goes fairly tamely wide of the left-hand goalpost, with Hathaway a chance to take the goal kick for the visitors from Coleshill Town. 5 away trips so far in the league. They've won one of them. That was a memorable one, 6-0 at Wantage, but lost the other 4. They've also lost 5 of their last 7, so not in the best of form. But certainly they've been the better team here, or they were in the first half. There's no doubt about that. As Ryan Schmidt comes to the edge of his area. Looks for Carey. Carey's ball on this near side. Can't surge instead. Sando's in the way. Sando senses said Washbourne going down on the far side. Another meeting between him and Jack Bradshaw, and Schmidt lofts it forward, and in the end there's indecision in the Welwyn Garden City defence. Down goes Washbourne, but Bradshaw manages to get the ball clear. Eusebio goes up, can't win it. Forward by Timon. Scrappy passage of play. Good challenge by McClelland, but Welwyn Garden City give the ball away again. Zarvi gets the ball, and just give you another score coming in a moment, as Washbourne's on the right-hand side of the area coming in. He's going to put it on the left boot, and it's in the back of the net. George Washbourne makes it 2-0. Welwyn Garden City caught on the break, and Nicky Ironton's team have an absolute mountain to climb now. Washbourne with number 2 after 14 minutes of the second half. 62 minutes gone, and George Washbourne has made it Welwyn Garden City 0, Coleshill Town 2. The other goal scorer we were going to tell you about. It's been another goal in the game between Ware and Northwood. It's 3-0 now, as Lee Rose has scored Ware's third. So all good for Paul Hall's team, although Akinsanyu, of course, went to Wingate and Finchley, but Ware are going to consolidate their place in the top 4. Hamwell Town were top of the table. 2 of those meet next week. That'll be an interesting one. Another substitution been made here by Welwyn Garden City. Jack Bradshaw has gone off, and tell you who's come on in a minute when we see the shirt. But on this near side, it's Alamenu for Carey, who's come a little bit deeper now. There's Keenley's side coming forward, finds Eusebio. Eusebio, though, can't control it, loses his footing. And the visitors get the ball away on that far side of the field. It's in fact Dylan Abengo who's come on, wearing number 12 on the far side for Welwyn Garden City. They trail here 2-0. The other scores, as far as we know them, we're 3-0 up against Northwood, on their way hopefully to another 3 points at Wadsham Park. Hoddesdon doing well, 1-0 up at Foster's. It's St Margaret's with work to do, trailing 2-1 at the Rec against Tower Hamlets. Will McClelland puts the ball out on the far side for a throw into Coleshill. Next goal in this game is certainly going to be vital. Welwyn Garden City get it, could be game on. Coleshill get it, will definitely be game over. So Sandu will take the throw in on that far side. Mud down his white shirt. But it's a free kick to the citizens. In fact, the ball went out for a throw in, which will be taken by Abengo. Abengo over the top of Eusebio de Silva. But ball hosed back straight into the Welwyn Garden City half, but Schmidt lets a one bounce over the top of his head, goes back and will collect it. Ryan Schmidt clears left-footed downfield, but kick once again just about makes the halfway line on this near side. It's a good break by Leon Molesworth against Mensa. Mensa gets his foot in and does well, and Coleshill get a throw in on this near side of the field. Noisy supporters, as you can hear, made their way down, I guess down the M1, isn't it? And across as Zazie, the man that started it all, gets the ball at his feet, but Goalmenter just thumps it out, and it's Molesworth who's going to take the throw in on this near side of the field. Gets it back, fires it against Will McClellan, and the ball just rebounds out for a corner to the visitors from Coleshill. George Washburn, the number 10, scored the second goal. He's going to take his time, taking the corner on this near side of the field. Washburn's corner, looking for the far post. Mensah goes up and gets his head there, but he'll give Coleshill a throw right on that far side. Wind picks up a little bit. Haven't had the gales that we were expecting, but certainly it's made playing conditions difficult out there as the rain continues to beat down on a pitch that's carving up. Groundsman's going to have some work to do. The game here on Tuesday night in the Southern League Cup, of course. Welwyn Garden City will be taking on Needham Market from the Premier Division in that competition, having already encountered Eaching and Royston Town, of course, in previous rounds. No play going on at the moment. Ryan Schmidt is about to take a free kick from inside the box. Right-hand side, goal away to our right-hand side. Welwyn Garden City, well, going for break. Going a four-man front line here because they need to get back into this game, trailing by 2-0 against a Coleshill team also have only got one clean sheet all season, and that was away from home when they won 6-0 at Wantage. So certainly things have changed around for them in their last two away games as De Silva loses out and Mensah has to control the ball away from Zazie. Good ball to Alamenu. Alamenu who loses out, and Brian Schmidt's coming all the way out. Here comes the big goalkeeper. Schmidt's ball to Washburn on the halfway line. I didn't have the opportunity of trying to hit the target. But Smith puts the ball further for Zazie, who's on side on this right hand side. Looks to turn away from Alamenu, does so. Zazie cuts inside, still in possession of number 9. Pulled to his left by Washburn, and on this near side, well, couldn't collect the 1-2 off Timon. So Welwyn Garden City having used all their substitutes. Ricky Grace doing the shouting, Nicky Ironson keeping them in the dry, sitting inside the dugout at the moment. We've had just about 25 minutes of the second half. Welwyn Garden City trail by 2-0. Ebengo on that far side. Push the ball inside for Ryan Schmidt. Schmidt on the edge of his area, stutters a little bit and then clears downfield with the left boot. Look at the handball against Sandu, who goes down under challenge from Eusebio. Fairly ugly stuff, and the fullback goes down, and it's going to be a free kick to the visitors on the halfway line on that far side of the field. So the rain continuing to bucket down here, banging against the top of the stand, and certainly always is a good playing surface here, but even it's struggling against the bombardment that's come down. But bombardment's coming Welwyn Garden City's way again here. There's ball on that far side of the box, but Mensah manages just to scuff it clear, and Gallamstead will hoof it away towards the trees on the far side of the field. Throw in to Coleshill will be taken by Amavir Sindhu, the left back, and Zazie has got himself in the area, but in the end it's Sandu who's robbed of it by Gallamstead. Stead thought about the long ball forward and in the end just cannons it off of the Coleshill man and behind for a goal kick to Welwyn Garden City. Gallamstead will make his way further forward, and Ryan Schmidt will take the goal kick from the goal away to our right. Citizens trailing here by 2-0 on our live 90 minutes match. Elsewhere though, things looking bright out for our teams. We're 3-0 up against Northwood in the Isthmian Division 1 Central. Hertford's game earlier, by the way, at Chipstead was postponed with the waterlogged pitch. In the Essex Senior League, Hoddesdon 1-0 up at Coltfosters. St Margaret's trailing 2-1. At home to Tower Hamlet, Sawbridgeworth against Redbridge was off because of a waterlogged pitch as well. Here's Kerry on the edge of the area. The ball bounces. Can Eusebio get it in? Kerry again bounces up in the air. Could go anywhere here to the edge of the area for George Ironton. Great save by the goalkeeper Hathaway. Best moment of the match for the home side, and matched by Paul Hathaway diving away to his right. Excellent save from George Ironton. Keenly side pushes it down the right, but Callumstead can't get it, and in the end it's gone out for a throw-in to Coleshill Town. So Paul Hathaway hasn't really had a save to make, it's got to be said. He certainly did well making that one. Ironton connected well, but the goalkeeper was equal to it, diving away to his left-hand side. Throw-in to be taken far side of the field. Ball breaks. Callumstead can't get hold of it. Sandu thumps it a little bit further down that touch line. And Will McClellan will take the throw. In fact, it's a Bengo on the far side who will take the throw-in. Mensa, Sabio rather, can't get at it. And Zazi racing down that left-hand side, and in the end, Ryan Steck will just loop it out for a throw-in to Coleshill Town. Time running out here on Welwyn Golden City. They trailed from the 16th minute with a goal from the number 9, Niamina Zazi, well taken. And Sander had made the break down the left-hand side, and then George Washburn, indecision, this time on Welwyn Garden City's left once again, cutting inside onto the left boot and finishing off well. It's Will McClellan who clears his lines and finds Elliot Bailey far side. Challenge coming in on Bailey, which is going to result in a throw-in. Matt Jackson, the visitor skipper. Carey can't get hold of the throw, and Coleshill managed to get it clear. And once again, play stops, untidy. Challenge coming in, and he's going to have a little bit of work with Elliot Bailey. It was Bailey's challenge, but I don't think there was any malice in it at all. Sporting handshake between the two as the defender, Giovanni Dainty, limps away from the challenge, and the Hathaway, the goalkeeper, it is who will take the free kick. It's about just outside his 18-yard box, left-hand side of the field. Long kick forwards. Alamenu can't get it. Molesworth takes it first time, tries a shot, and Ryan Schmidt has to scramble across to his right-hand side. Certainly excellent delivery by goalkeeper. Molesworth couldn't provide the finish, and Schmidt will take the goal kick. Once again he struggles to get it over the halfway line. It does, lands at Stead, but Stead's been robbed of the ball. Here come Coleshill again, George Washburn, but Mensa's in the way. Thumps it out far side of the field. It's going to be a throw-in to the visitors here. They lead by 2-0, and there can be little complaint from the home fans here. Welwyn Garden City were lacklustre at best in the first half. Started the second half slightly more brightly, but that George Ironton effort, saved by goalkeeper Hathaway diving to his left-hand side, has been the only time they've come anywhere near breaking their deadlock. Ball chipped forward. Zazi's the other side of the defence here. So Bengo, the defender, who does well, sticks to his task. Coleshill still in possession on the far side of the field. But Bengo goes down, and it's Coleshill who win themselves a corner. Central defender Giovanni Dainty coming up from the back. And they will certainly take their time about this corner on the far side of the field. corner to come in as Elliot Bailey comes back to do some defending. Corner going for the far post, but drifts quite harmlessly out of play. So Welwyn Garden City trailing here by 2-0. Lost here against Tame United in the league. Otherwise, had 2 wins and 2 draws. But staring down a second home defeat in the league here. And sub goes Carey. In fact, it was Elliot Bailey, headed on by Callum Stead, who landed very heavily indeed. Stead still struggling to get up, but he does now. As untidy passage of play. He's got Carl Mensah coming forward on this near side. Mensah will find Dave Keenlyside's ball onto the halfway line for Dylan Abengo. Abengo with the right boot, looking to search out Eusebio. Can't find him. Mensah will get it back for Welwyn Garden City. There's George Ironton. Ironton finds Mensah. Mensah's got Alamenu outside him, and that's who he finds. Romel Alamenu. Looking to put the ball across. Oh, that's poor. All the way along the ground and very easily cleared. McClelland gets the better of Zazie and finds Abengo. Abengo onto the halfway line from Mensah. Mensah's space being closed down. Turns as the big central defender. Finds Alamenu. Brings in Carey. Carey's ball is a poor one. Symptomatic of an afternoon here for Welwyn Garden City. Chipped ball forward, but in the end it will go out of play. We've got some appreciative applause from the Coleshill fans. 15 minutes, I'll make it, left for Welwyn Garden City to get back into the game here. Mensah's throw on by Carey onto Elliot Bailey's chest. Eusebio brings in Alamenu. Alamenu trying to go outside Dainty on this near side. He's got 4 defenders around him, and in the end, one of them wins it. Had no support at all. And Dainty will chip the ball away, and Zazie is away on the right-hand side here. He's got absolutely no support. 4 against 2. Zazie looks to go through, and the sliding challenge from Abengo gives Coleshill another corner to be taken on this near side of the field. As Eusebio de Silva comes back and do some marking. To be honest, none of the substitutions really has had the kind of positive effect that Nicky Ironton was looking for. George Washburn's taken his time in taking the corner on this near side. Could be taking it short here. Molesworth wants a short corner, but Washburn waves his teammate away. In fact, they are going to take the short one now. Molesworth puts it across the box. Oh, goal Mensah. Good job he got his head to that one. Zazie was right behind. Ball chipped back into the box. Out comes Schmidt, the goalkeeper. He's missed his punch. On the right-hand side of the box. Washburn again. Dangerous player. In by Molesworth to the far post. Headed down and put in the back of the net by Zazie. Game over at the Isabel Hospice Stadium. Ryan Schmidt was all over the place, and that sums up Welwyn Garden City's afternoon. Zazie scores his second of the afternoon. It's Welwyn Garden City 0, Coleshill 3. And well, you could see it coming. Welwyn just couldn't get it clear, and in the end it was the number 9 who put the ball in the back of the net. He finished it, and surely he's finished off Welwyn Garden City here. Coleshill about to make another substitution. George Washburn is going off, and Ethan Mannon is the player who's going to be coming on. So, a miserable afternoon for the home side, out of action for 2 weeks. Bit of a friendly here against Sandridge Rovers on Tuesday night. They conceded 3 then also, and won't be happy in the way they've conceded 3 here against Coleshill Town. So game restarts. Ironton goes around 2 players, can't go around the third. Got a feeling Coleshill might fancy another 1 or 2. They've been the better side for the majority of the game. No doubt about that whatsoever. as a Bengo collects the ball far side of the field as it goes out. Still, as far as we know, the score lines, we're 3 Northwood 0. William Stanquart, Ala Uji and Lee Rose, the scorers for Paul Hall's team. Hoddesdon 1-0 up at Colt Foster's with a goal from Josh Lillis. And St Margaret's, last time we heard 2-1 down against Tower Hamlets at the Rec, with Kyle Roberts on target for the Berry. Yeah, it's in fact we've got a fourth now. Liam Hope has got another one for Ware. So Oluwakin Sanya, who departed in the week, people wondered where the goals had come from. Well, 4 of them have gone in this afternoon. Ware 4, Northwood 0. So keep Ware in contention at the top of the table, depending on what happened with results elsewhere. Results at half-time were relatively favourable, with Westfield and Dooding and Mitcham both being held. And if the results stay that way, it'd leave Ware 1 point off the top of the table, going to top of the table at Hamwell this time next week. So that could be a very interesting match indeed. Coleshill here have got a free kick on the edge of the Welwyn Garden City area. That's going to be drifted into the near post, headed out well by Will McClellan. Shot comes in by Smith. Alamenu in the way, and he was being pushed at the time as well. And wow, it's a silly thing to do for Danny Timon, because kicks the ball away and immediately gets a booking from our referee. And you can't blame the referee, that's the rules. It was silly of the player. In fact, it wasn't Timon, it was Giovanni Dainty who picked up the yellow card. Carl Mensa will take the kick. Right-footed downfield, lands on the edge of the area over the Coleshill head. Abango robs Zavi of it and does well again, Dylan Abango. He then was brought down and referee gives nothing. Schmidt's having to come out of his goal here. Ship it downfield, looking for Alamenu, controls the ball well. Finds Mensa. Mensa's long ball forward, can't pick out Welwyn Garden City shirt though. Alamenu will get it back on this near side, does well, gets around 2 players, looks for Ironton, wins a free kick, another player kicks the ball away. But the referee decides he doesn't want to do anything on that occasion. So Welwyn Garden City will get themselves a free kick. That free kick will be taken by George Ironton. Coleshill supporters have got a point there. George Ironton smiling because he knows the free kick wasn't there either. But he's being pushed back. And fair play. The referee got it right in the end. In fact, George Ironton is it's the substitute. Manon who's in the way. As Ironton will take the free kick for the Citizens. Chip to the edge of the area. Mensa goes up. Can't win the header. Breaks on the far side for Sandu. Sandu's progress. Robbed by Callum Stead. Good challenge that for the number 7. Stead still with the ball. Fires in the shot. That was a handball or looked like it. But the referee hasn't given it. And once again, away they come. And Tommy Shepherd has got another appearance for Ware, replacing Liam Hope, the young 16-year-old striker, who's been a fixture in the youth team's good run, of course, all the way through to the second round of the FA Youth Cup, where they'll play Maidenhead United in a week or so's time. So Zavi is going off, scored 2 of the goals here, and it's going to be Lewis Rankin who comes on for Coleshill. Meanwhile, it's Welwyn Garden City player down on the far side, just seen as well. A little bit of concern over there. I think it could be Callum Stead who's down actually. So he did get a bit of a whack from a challenge there. And Callum Stead down. Welwyn Garden City have used all their substitutes. And so can't bring another one on. It's just been obscured by players here, can't quite see who it is. In fact, it was one of the Coleshill players that was down on that far side of the field. Rain buckets down Coleshill fans just well right, not at all worried about that. They've had a happy away day. We've had a miserable wet home day. Welwyn Garden City trail here by 3-0. Callum Stead manages to win the ball in the air. A little bit of aerial tennis as players skidding about on the surface now. Alamanu finds Carey, tries to return the compliment, but easily sorts it out. Cole Mensah does well to reach the ball on increasingly difficult surface. Up in the air by Ironton. Eusebio brings it down. His progress then impeded. He's beaten by Timon. Timon's ball almost releasing Mannon, the substitute on this near side. But George Ironton will come in the opposite direction. Can't get round Smith. Mannon on this near side. In fact, it's as he wasn't the man who was substituted, because he's still out there. The number 9 goes down under challenge from McClellan. Very much shoulder to shoulder though. As Bengo's long ball searches out to Silva, can't find it. Ball lands on the halfway line with Smith. Can't get there. And another substitution. The substitution is actually going to be made. It was the substitution that wasn't made earlier, and is going to be made now. And so Lewis Rankin is going to come on. And Zazie is the man that comes off. Emima Zazie, 2 goals to his name. First one after 16 minutes, and the second one really killed off Welwyn Garden City in their second half. Dave Keenley's side is going to take the free kick just inside the Coleshill half. Right-footed downfield, goes to the far post, bounces over everybody's head, and in the end just bounces out for a goal kick. As Will McClelland's getting himself a little bit involved inside that penalty area. Frustration from the home players. And the referee fairly quickly on hand, to be fair, to sort it all out. His goalkeeper has got the ball, and he will take the tell you in hockey it's finished Saffron Walden 2's Hartford 9, so excellent win for Hartford's hockey team. It's going to be a goal kick here to Coleshill, where 4, Northwood 0, Cockfosters 0, Hoddesdon 1, and St Margaret's 1, Tower Hamlets 2. The scores last we heard, James featuring Hartford Town and Silversworth Town were both off through waterlogged pitches. Got to say, if this one would have kicked off a bit later, it might have been in danger, because players are sliding all over the place. There's ball 3 out on this near side. Make it, we're into the last 5 here. Welwyn Garden City well beaten 3-0 against Coleshill Town. Can have very few complaints. Only really had 1 shot on target. George Ironton, who was well saved by the goalkeeper. Could say if that brought it back to 2-1 could have been a different game, but Welwyn Garden City haven't done enough here, and suddenly tempers fraying again. This time it was Ironton, as I think it was Timon who kicked out at him, but we can have a look. And in fact, it was Molesworth who was the number 7. So it looks like we've got a red card. Coleshill down to 10. It's not going to matter at all. Liam Molesworth red carded at the end for kicking out at George Ironton. It's not going to alter the course of things at all. Apologies, by the way, if you are hearing something that you didn't want to hear, but I haven't got too much control about spectators, I'm afraid, as Ryan Schmidt will take the free kick. Long ball forwards. McClelland heads it over his own head. Bounces on the edge of the area. Eusebio's there. Fires in the shot. There's Elliot Bailey. Cannons off a defender. McClelland goes in. That's a red card. McClelland foot up. Surely that's a red. Terrible challenge by Will McClelland. And, Coleshill players around the referee. And this game, it was bubbling over just a little bit and frustrations have got the better of Welwyn Garden City player there. Will McClellan went in boots up. Can't show you studs these days. And that is surely going to be a red card when the referee comes down to it. So, as referee is going to try and sort it all out. In fact, it's only a yellow. Well, I'm surprised at that, because that was a red all day long to me. The referee's been extremely lenient indeed. Can tell you that Fosters have equalised in 2 minutes of injury time with a goal from Murray. Josh Lillis had given Oddiston the lead. That one looks like at Chalk Lane is going to end 1-1. But it's going to be the goalkeeper Hathaway who's going to take the free kick. Referee do well to probably not add on too much at the end of this one, I'd say, as Bengo heads the ball out and it'll bounce off the corner flag and in fact go for a throw-in. As on the far side, Welwyn Garden City will themselves a free kick. Quite hard to see the players now in the gloom here at the Isabel Hospice Stadium. Ironton flicks it forward and challenge coming in from behind by Carey. Out comes Ryan Schmidt around about the centre spot, the penalty spot rather. Bowles is out on this near side to Alamenu. Alamenu looking to go round the substitute who brings him down, but referee not too interested. Mannon, the substitute, certainly looked to have fouled Alamenu there. Here he is again, the number 17. Tries to dribble his way forward. Mensah goes in with a challenge, and Bengo will bring it away for Welwyn Garden City. Dylan Bengo inside for Dave Keenley's side. Keenley's side chips it forward. Eusebio De Silva going in. Goalkeeper Hathaway comes out, and good job by the keeper. Collects it cleanly, and will take his time in clearing the ball. Coleshill down to 10, but Molesworth sent off. But it's not going to change the pattern of this. They've been the better side almost from the off, and certainly since they went in front after 16 minutes. Ball forward as De Silva tries to find Callum Stead. And another challenge flying in on that far side of the field. And the pitch really is cutting up something alarming. If we do have some more rain, it'll be interesting to see what happens on Tuesday night when Needham Market are due here in the League Cup. Could be touch and go. Hasn't been touch and go this afternoon for Coleshill Town. Second away win of the season for them. Second home defeat in the league of the season for Welwyn Garden City. The goals coming after 16 minutes. The opener from Nia Himazazi after the breakaway down the left from Amraville Sandhu. It was 2-0 after 62 minutes. George Washbourne after Welwyn Garden City couldn't get the ball cleared on the right-hand side of the box. And then Zazi scoring his second of the game to complete a miserable afternoon for Welwyn Garden City. Liam Molesworth getting a red card a couple of minutes from the end from Coleshill. George Ironton with Welwyn Garden City's best opportunity, a thumping shot which was just saved by the goalkeeper, diving all the way to his left-hand side. And as I speak, George Ironton's just been shown a red card after the final whistle here. So a thoroughly miserable afternoon at the Isabel Hospice Stadium. Finished Welwyn Garden City 0, Coleshill Town 3.